Amorite. All right. You see it. You see it.
You see it?
Amar means to say, right? That's what I was point I've been proving. So when you take the Aleph Mem Resh and you add a Yod at the end, right? You get Amorite. Amorite, the Canaanitish tribe, the Amorites, Amorites. Okay, the Yod hmm, is a suffix, and it means of. So that means you're of something. So what are the Amorites of? They're of the word of God. All praise Noble Drew Ali.
Book one, strategy, tactics, techniques. Look dumb, but masterfully notice the weakness in all them. Gotta shoot only if necessary. Homie, Vestas is very real if enemies carrying heavy steel. Beware the thugs who ain't scared of blood or jail time. With area nations ain't having
Okay, peace. So last we left off with the word Amar, and I went through each letter of the word to show you how it relates to greater concepts like the father, mother, child principle. The three in one God principle is in the word, excuse me, Amar, based on the letters Aleph, Mem, and Resh. Go back and watch my last video to get that understanding. So, as I said, we're going to start going through. Oh, that's for the future. We're going to start going through each letter of the Bible, their numerological correspondence, their Kabbalistic definitions, and the general. We're gonna go through a couple words for each letter. It's gonna be a long series, minimum 22 videos, um, but probably more because each letter is a word. So each letter tells its own story in a sense. So I might do these in parts. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see how it goes. Now, so we're starting today with the Aleph. Now, this is the first letter. The Aleph here is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Okay. Now, Kabbalistically, it represents essentially God. All right. The concept, the short term Kabbalistic definition is the ox. The ox is the bull or the power, of the animal of and it's of God essentially because the word animal, the root word to animal is animate, as being animated. So it's being a being, a living being. Okay, when we get to when we get to in the future, I'm gonna show you a point about the word beast in the Bible, and it's gonna be it's relative to a lesson. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, and this is very, like I've stated, this is a very complex subject, and I can only share with you what I know. You understand what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't have it all mastered or anything like that. So anyway, let's start. This is the letter Aleph, right? It's spelled out Aleph, Lamed, and Peh. All right, that's show you that real quick. On this, that's Aleph, Lamed, and Peh. Okay, so each letter is a word, and it's spelled out obviously with other letters. Okay, tying everything in together. So when people think like, excuse me, people think like European, like modern day Europeans created this science, and like they'll go back to like maybe the 17th century or the 16th century, maybe 15th, 14th century, stuff like that. And if you go look at the history of Europe, no, no, those people weren't living in a society in which cultivating a high knowledge was probable. You understand what I'm saying? They was in that book Dirt, talk about their history, man. I've done a video about it in the brother Jamal Robinson's book. He go in on it. I think everybody should get that. That's a tool. That's a tool. But so anyway, The idea that these people created this science is just ridiculous to me. And the fact that it's written in Hebrew, they would have had to have engraved this stuff in whatever stone, records that they derive the Bible from. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense. So anyway, um, the letter itself, as you can see, is spelled out with these three letters. Now, these three letters correspond. And let me say this too about the original one that I started with. When I say that the Aleph, Mem, and Resh represent air, water, and sun, these are Kabbalistic principles, but they do tie directly to astrology because Kabbalah is a combination of astrology and numerology in one system. You understand what I'm saying? So when they say air, this you can correspond this to what we know as air in astrology and water, and then the sun would be the sun. Okay, and because every letter corresponds to something astrological. Now I was gonna put that on this chart as well. I might do it again in the future, but you'll learn as we keep going. And I'll go through each letter, and you'll see as I go through the letters. So, like Aleph, as I said, corresponds to air, right? First creator. I put Ptah just for a reference. And so the second letter is Lamed. Now, on that other one, I got scales because, like I said, I did this kind of from memory. But the definition is the Kabbalistic definition is ox goad. Excuse me, ox goad. A goad means like a governor, like a controller. So it's controlling the power. So it's the scales, the balancer. So it's Mayat. You understand what I mean? We all know Mayat. I don't need to go into that. You understand how it relates to Libra and the scales of justice